Fox News and Stephen Miller are full-blown white supremacists. They are degrading of anybody that is not a white male. These people are so disgusting. And a prime example is Greg Gutfeld, who just thinks he's so cute and hee ha ha. And I just look at him and I think his dick is this big right here. Here we go.
This is why the criticism doesn't matter to us when you call us Nazis, Nazi this, Nazi that. You know, I'm beginning to think they don't like us. You know what? I've said this before. We need to learn from the blacks. They were able to remove the power from the N-word by using it. So from now on, it's what up, my Nazi? Hey, what up, my Nazi? Oh my God. Hey, what's hanging, my Nazi?
Nazi, please.
Thank God.
They are just so cute and funny. And I look at that and I think, you know, the blacks, I mean, he's so derogatory. And what's so fucking gross is their viewers. I mean, I'm hoping that some of them will see this and think 6 million Jewish people were murdered. Is it funny? Like, I don't think it's funny, but have we gone so far off the deep end as a country that we just rubber stamp that and think, oh, he's just hilarious. But that is so degrading. And the fact that they're all sitting around, I'm sure Jesse Waters with this, you know, straw drinking, worried about masculinity. He's thinking, how can I look more masculine while this is going on? This is what you call abhorrent. It is horrible. These are horrible people. And in my opinion, if you're watching Fox News and you rubber stamp that, you are no better than they are. And it's shocking to me that in the year 2025, you have people on TV, which granted it's state-run propaganda media. I get all that. But that they are going out there and there's not just a huge uprising, that there are people that watch this, they like it. And I'm just going to point out that 95% of evangelical Christians voted for Donald Trump. I mean, they were across the board. You couldn't get a piece of paper between them and voting for Trump. So my guess is a lot of them are watching this. Why are they not just outraged by this? Why is this ugly fucker still on the air after he said that? Well, why are any of them? Why are the Christians not out saying we're not rubber stamping, murdering 6 million Jews, but they're not going to. And that's just something we have to live with as a country. And that's something we're going to have to look at, and how history writes about this will be interesting. But there is no bigger, just Nazi racist than Jewish Stephen Miller, which I don't get how you can be a Nazi and Jewish. But Stephen Miller, when Terry Moran said hatred is spiritual nourishment for him, I don't think he went far enough. This is a man that is so full of hate and cruelty. It is absolutely disgusting. Here he is.
And again, another example of how the city government of Los Angeles is waging a campaign of insurrection against the federal government. Let's be very clear. What would Los Angeles look like without illegal aliens? Here's what it would look like. You would be able to see a doctor in the emergency room right away, no wait time, no problem. Your kids would go to a public school that had more money than they know what to do with. Classrooms would be half the size. Students who had special needs would get all the attention that they needed. There would be no violent transnational gangs. There would be no cartels. There would be no Mexican mafia. There would be no Serenos. There would be no MS-13. There would be no TDA. You would be living in a city that would be safe, that would be clean. There would be no fentanyl. There would be no drug dens. That could be the future Los Angeles could have, but the leaders in Los Angeles have formed an alliance with the cartels and the criminal aliens.
All right, Stephen Miller.
Okay, so that's what he has to say on Fox News, and she's all in. She's going in on it. That is dehumanizing people. That's basically saying all your problems would be solved. All the problems in Los Angeles would be solved if we would just get rid of illegal immigrants. You know what that sounds like? Well, we found out what it sounds like. Here we have one line from Julia Streicher's, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Nazi newspaper summarized the idea bluntly. Without the Jew, the German school would thrive. German children would not go hungry, and our hospitals would have room again. That is the same thing. Stephen Miller, Fox News viewers, and all you MAGA people that Trump calls stupid and he doesn't want you anymore, this is what the road they're leading you down to. They're leading you to cheer for the dehumanization of people, throwing them in concentration camps, putting merch for their Alligator Island horseshit. They're not good people. They have led these people that now Trump is denouncing. They've led them to be hateful and cruel. And exactly what they're doing in the Trump administration and on Fox News is the same thing that Hitler and his propaganda media group did to the Jews. And 6 million Jews died. And we're seeing people die in ICE custody right now because of neglect. That's only going to get worse. They're all laughing about, oh, they'll get eaten by an alligator. These are human beings. They love people. They have people that love them. They want to be happy. They have feelings. They are not less than human. But this regime is successfully making people dehumanize other people. I don't know how to fix it, but we have to call it out. And here's the thing. This is not new information for Stephen Miller. He has been a racist, white supremacist Nazi from jump. Here's a video from 2003 where he abdicates torture.
But as for Saddam Hussein's henchmen, I think the ideal solution would be to cut off their fingers. I don't think it's necessary to kill them entirely. We're not a barbaric people. We respect life. Therefore, torture is the way to go. Because torture people can live. Torture is a celebration of life and human dignity.
Okay. He is so disgusting. And let me just tell you this right now. This has been going on since 2003. Okay. It probably started long before that. He's Trump's brain. Trump could give two shits about policy, about people. He cares about one thing and one thing only. Trump, what Trump wants. This man, Stephen Miller, who is just joyful and giddy over the thought of torture as far back as 2003, he is running the show because Trump doesn't give a fuck. Stephen Miller has all the power. And I know Jennifer says Ted Cruz is the most unfuckable man on the planet. I think it's Stephen Miller. He is deplorable. He is running around. He has all the power. Allegedly, he's actually running the Department of Justice, which is no surprise because Pam Bondi sucks. And he's actually running the Department of Homeland Security, which again is no surprise that both of the women that they have in their cabinet, they're just easily dismissed because women in this regime, they're interchangeable. There's nothing other than white men in this group of people, unless you are a white man. And dare I say, rich and Christian, they don't give a shit. I mean, this is so appalling. I cannot believe that we're in a place in 2025 that this rah-rah, we're repeating Nazi lines and the exact same rhetoric of the Nazis. And people are like, oh yeah, we're all for it. But one person who is standing up against it is Eric Swalwell.
Miller certainly doesn't want to sit in that chair and defend putting this 6-year-old battling leukemia into deportation proceedings. So if our Republican colleagues are not up for holding the administration accountable, then Democrats will. So, Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Clause 2K6 of Rule 11, I move that the committee subpoena White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller.
Here's the thing. Since the Republicans, I mean, they're hiding Jeffrey Epstein's files on behalf of Trump. They hid all the shit Elon Musk did on behalf of Trump. Stephen Miller's not going to walk in that room and testify until Democrats retain House control. But I'll tell you this, even though the Trump administration is ruling and making policy decisions, acting like they will never not be in power, that forever only Republicans will be in power. That's how they are governing. But at some point, they will not be. And I hope that the Justice Department, under a fair and democratic leader, goes after Stephen Miller, and I hope his ugly ass rots in jail, because what he is doing and what he and Kristi Noem and ICE and all, Donald Trump's immune. He's immune from all this. Supreme Court told us that. Stephen Miller's not. Kristi Noem is not. Pam Bondi is not. Kash Patel. Go down the list. Tom Homan. These people are not immune from the terrible way that they are treating people, and dare I say, criminal behavior that we don't even know about. So please like this video, subscribe to our channel, be part of the resistance.